So for this recipe we need 3/4 cup of sweet potato puree. So I don't have sweet potato puree yet, but I do have my sweet potatoes that I baked and they've been sitting in the fridge. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna measure 3/4 cup of sweet potatoes, and then we're gonna really mash it in the puree. We have to kind of peel this skin. Okay, and now we're gonna see if this is 3/4 cup. Looks like this is 3/4 cup. Now what I'm gonna do, oops, okay, I'm just gonna turn it into a puree by smashing it with the fork like this. Okay, now we're gonna transfer this into a bowl. Next ingredient is our peanut butter. We need 1 cup of peanut butter. So I have this creamy peanut butter. It's organic. I always like to buy peanut butter organic because it's usually heavily sprayed with the glyphosate. So I just want to make sure I keep it out of my diet. Now we need 1 cup. Okay, this is 1 cup. Now we need to combine these two together. Next ingredient, we need vanilla extract. We need 1 teaspoon. So now these are all wet ingredients. We just need to mix it all well together. Okay, this should be good enough. I'm just gonna go ahead and set this aside, and we're gonna mix our dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, we need some sort of flour, a little bit of flour to hold it together. And I'm going to use my oh no, even more everywhere. Okay, so for the flour, I'm gonna have to make some oat flour. I use this organic oats. I use organic oats because oats are heavily sprayed as well, and I don't like to keep that in my diet. So I use this coffee grinder. I'm just gonna go ahead and grind this really well. Okay, as you can see, our oats turned into a flour, and we're gonna measure 6 tablespoons of oats. So 1. Next we need to measure 1/2 cup of mini chocolate chips. Okay, so this is 1/2 cup. Just gonna mix them together. So our next ingredient is 2/3 cup sugar. I usually use coconut sugar, so let me just measure that. See, my coconut sugar usually clumps up like this, so I kind of have to break it down. We need 2/3 cup. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, so we're gonna mix this together. Next ingredient is cocoa powder, but I don't have that. I have cacao powder. So we need 6 tablespoons of that. Okay, so next we need our baking soda. We need 1.5 teaspoons. Next ingredient is salt. We need 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Oops. Now I'm just gonna give it a mix, and I'm gonna kind of break down all these little clumps here. Okay, so this is mixed well enough. We're going to add these dry ingredients to the wet ones, and we're gonna mix everything together. The batter is dry, that's why we kind of have to work it harder to mix it. Okay, I think this is good enough. We're just gonna go ahead and put this in our baking tray. Now, I don't have an 8-inch pan, so I'm gonna go ahead and make it. So I'm gonna use this aluminum foil. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of make it like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cover it with parchment paper, crumble it up like this so it can hold its shape better. Okay, I feel like this should be good enough. Now we're gonna go ahead and transfer our batter. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of
smash it.
Move it around a little bit.
Soon we're gonna put it in the oven.
Let's press it down with another parchment paper.
Yeah. And then take it off, and then we're gonna set it in the oven, right?
You got it. Just need to make it into a kind of like a square shape here.
Yeah, because if you don't, then
Let's see.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a good shape.
Now we're gonna go ahead and bake this. Okay. So I already preheated the oven to 325, and now we're just gonna go ahead and put this in.
Bye-bye, little brownies. See you when you're done.
And we're supposed to bake it for about 20 minutes. While we're waiting for our brownie to cook, we're just gonna go ahead and make the frosting. So I'm gonna use one of these sweet potatoes.
Delicious.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take all the skin out.
Smash it.
Now let's go ahead and make it into a puree again. Alright, now I'm just gonna go ahead and scrape all this. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a bowl. After that, now we're just gonna go ahead and put this on the side, and we're gonna wait for our brownies to cook, and after they cooked, we are gonna prepare the rest of this frosting. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, and let's take a look if the brownies are ready or not. They're still a little bit wet, so I would give it another 10 more minutes. Let me quickly take it out from the oven. We're gonna check. So it feels like it's set together. Let me just do like a knife check. I'm gonna put the knife in, and the knife looks like coming out more or less dry, so I think this is good enough right now. I'm not gonna cook it anymore. So it took total about 30 minutes to do that. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna make the frosting. I'm gonna put this in the fridge just to cool down just a little bit. So for the frosting, we're gonna use only 2 ingredients. I'm gonna have these chocolate chips. So I have a half a cup of chocolate chips here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and melt this. So you can melt them either on the stove in a double boiler, or what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna microwave it for 15 seconds at a time and just mix after every 15 seconds until they're nice and melted. So let me go do that. First 15 seconds, we need to mix them. Then I'm gonna do about maybe 20 seconds next time. So this was after 20 seconds. And I'm gonna put for another 20 seconds. As you can see, they start to melt a little bit here. Just gonna mix them all together. They melt even more as I'm mixing here. I'm gonna go ahead and give them another 20 seconds. Okay, now I feel like this is it. Yes, we don't need to melt them anymore. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it very well. I'm gonna take our sweet potato and I'm gonna add the chocolate chips here. Okay, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and mix it together. Mix it well so nobody will see any sweet potato strings here. I need taste test. Wow, tastes amazing. You don't taste sweet potato at all. It tastes like very rich, very like buttery. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get our brownies and we're gonna put this frosting on top. Here they come. Look at that. Wow, it's beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and put this frosting on top now. Carefully move this around so we can cover everything here. I don't want to break it. I gotta be careful here. I'm gonna kind of smash it around with a spatula. Like, I honestly don't taste sweet potato here, but maybe I'm just used to it. I don't know. I think this is good enough. Now let's go ahead and cut a little piece and let's see what it tastes like. This is what it looks like. Let me give it a taste test. Tastes very rich, creamy, but it has a little crunch on the top. Tastes really good. I like this recipe a lot. This is a really good brownie. And no, you don't taste sweet potato at all here. Not a lot of ingredients, but it tastes so good. I hope you guys are gonna try it.